Absolutely
go.
awful.
There we
Don't
go.
drink it.
What's going on?
Ew.
Don't drink gingerbread flavored Mountain Dew, the new one
Oh.
they just came out with. It's accurate. It tastes like you soaked a fucking gingerbread cookie in a fucking cup of Mountain Dew, and it's not pleasant.
Okay, so on what I was going to say though, um, do either of you know who Gary Pluchet is?
No.
Okay, so Gary Pluchet was a man who was responsible for the 1984 killing of Jeffrey Doucette. Jeffrey Doucette was the man who kidnapped, molested, and sexually abused Pluchet's son. Do you think Pluchet should have gone to jail?
Okay, so wait, re-explain the situation?
Okay, so Pluchet killed Jeffrey Doucette.
Okay.
Jeffrey Doucette, who, okay, so a little bit of context. Jeffrey Doucette either ran or taught at a martial arts dojo in Texas, near where the Pluchets lived. Gary Pluchet's son went to that martial arts dojo, where Jeffrey then targeted him and started to sexually abuse him. But throughout all this, Gary Pluchet essentially made Jeffrey one of the part of the family, helped him get on his feet, helped him get out of there because Jeffrey at the time was sleeping in the dojo as his place of residence essentially. Pretty much helped the guy get his life together, and then all the while Jeffrey has been molesting Pluchet's son, then kidnaps him, takes him to California, right, where he further abuses him, and the only reason that they were able to get him is because his son, Pluchet's son, whose first name I forget off the top of my head, actually insisted that he wanted to talk to his mom. He was like, "Oh, I want to talk to mom. I want to talk to mom." And finally, Jeffrey was like, "Fuck it, here," and that's how they found him. But as I think it was either as he was being getting ready to get sentenced or whatnot, and being brought off of a plane, Gary sat in wait at a payphone and then whipped around and shot and killed Jeffrey. Fucking 180 no scoped his ass.
I mean, it was the right thing to do, but at the same time, like, there's law there for a reason, and I feel like the first thing you should be doing before acting on impulse like that is letting the law handle it. Because if you have,
Well, my thing is, okay, let me learn my question. Do you think Gary was in the wrong?
Gary's one who killed him because he was sexually assaulting him.
Because he was sexually assaulting his son. Yes.
I don't think he was in the wrong, but well, okay, so it's one of those fine line things also because I think he was in the wrong, but he wasn't. I get why he did it, but at the end of the day, we have law in place for that exact reason, and if you have enough evidence or proof, like I'm sure that they probably would have been able to acquire, then I would have gone with that because there's still it's one of those things where I think that people like that obviously deserve the death penalty, but let the government and like the state itself carry that out. Don't do it yourself because you're only digging yourself into a hole. And so it's like I get what he was doing, and to me he wasn't in the wrong, but in the state's eyes he's obviously going to be.
Do you think? Oh, say, well, okay, Griffin, give me your take on
So
it.
I kind of have the same feeling as Joe, just in a different order. I think what he did was justified. I personally think that as not me as a parent, because I'm not a fucking parent, but for someone who is a parent to have that happen to their child by someone that they trusted and that they helped, I do believe his reaction was overall probably justified. I wouldn't argue with him doing it. I don't think it was the right thing to do though. But problem is, you also have to consider, unfortunately speaking, there's a lot of people that there's a lot of times in which cases like this do happen, and those fucking people get just these weird fucking plea deals or these weird bargains or shit, and they get these short ass sentences. Like, but then you also have some that are like super fucking massive. Like there was this one case I literally just heard about today, where it was, I think he was like a fucking Native American man,
A kid named
in
Kyle.
fucking Iowa or some bullshit like that. I don't know. But he had been sentenced to like 300 years in prison
The
for
fuck?
the kidnapping, raping, and murdering of 2 pregnant women.
Oh my God.
And he managed to escape at one point, and then they believe he's connected to a crime against 3 Girl Scouts in a fucking camp near him, or near where he initially lived. And eventually, he got acquitted of that because there just wasn't enough evidence for it. And even then, even though he had been previously convicted for 300 years in fucking prison, there were like 1,000 people at his funeral.
Huh.
Not like ironically, there like friends and family, people that thought good of him. So the problem is, the odds are what probably went through his mind was, you know, I know it's gonna fuck up my life by doing this, but this is the only justice that I can ever have for my fucking son, because odds are I won't get in the court system. And would he have? Maybe, maybe not. I really don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
But I would say that what he did was justified, but it was not the right thing to do, because ultimately it's only going to hurt his son more not having him in his life, because he's going to go to prison for it just outright.
well,
Yeah.
I will say with the Gary Pluchet incident itself, it seems the judge agreed with both of you because the judge actually dismissed the case of the murder
Wow.
case.
Oh,
Yeah, the judge was like, look, I understand why you did it, and like he was okay, why he's like, explain to me your reasoning, and he goes, I can't, but if it had happened to you, you would do the same. And this is Texas we're talking about, so
I mean, yeah, no,
You know what?
and that's a case in which honestly I would agree with his fucking verdict.
yeah, like
Because
I let him off and stuff. And you want to know what one of my favorite parts about the story though is?
Hmm.
So when this all got kind of came to light and everything happened, um, Gary and his wife, who is the mother of his child, had divorced, right? So that was another thing that was fucking up the kid's life. But I digress. But apparently, his wife's reaction to it all, right, was she was talking on the phone with him about it, and she goes, "Well, damn, the least you could have done was let me drive you."
yeah, no,
That was a
and
fucking keeper right there.
I will say, in a case like that, a good thing to remember is a lot of times when it does come to criminal cases, what they're really looking for, if they have a case in which like they're outright guilty, they've done it, like they fucking admitted, there's plenty of evidence and all that. A lot of times, what it really comes down to is what is their likelihood to reoffend. That determines
Yeah.
sentencing, things like that. So obviously, they know he fucking did it. They have his reason why, and he probably looked at it and was just like, you know what, I can understand why you did it. I would argue that what you did was, to be fair, kind of fucking reasonable by his own feelings. Which, if he made the decision, then it was a trial by judge. In which case, I mean, it's legally speaking, it's just on him to make the decision. And he probably said, you know what, I have no reason to believe that you will ever kill someone again, unless a similar thing were to happen.
Yeah.
And unless you're about to fucking tell me that Gary Pluchet went on to fucking kill 12 people, then I would say it was right.
No, I was gonna say, it was actually kind of funny because eventually Gary actually had a stroke, right? And not long before he died, a news interview team came and like interviewed him about the case. I think it was like in the '90s, and they go, would you like if you had the if it had happened now, would you have would you ever do the same thing again? And this motherfucker look after having a stroke, barely being able to talk correctly, looks up at the camera and goes, "Hell yes." Right into the camera, like, yeah, that's the kind of parent I want to be. I ain't taking shit from nobody.
Yeah, no, I mean, it all really does fucking come down to that. It, and I'm gonna use a fucking video game example here. It's just like with that fucking piece of shit Desdemona. Context is very important to a situation. No, no, I would not put my life on a line for my fellow man, even if he were a synth. Because you know what? I don't know the context, you fucking whore. And when I tell you it depends, it depends.
Yeah.
I
Well,
fucking
man.
hate her so goddamn much.
I do feel like she would be like, oh, this synth's a raider. Actually, I think that's a fucking mission. Oh, this raider
It
is a
is.
synth. We need to save him. It's like, no,
He's a raider.
they're a fucking asshole. They lead one of the biggest raider gangs in the fucking Commonwealth. Go fuck yourself.
And see, here's the thing, though. The question could have been saved with just the smallest change. All right? All it had to be is if when you said it depends, all she would have to say is, no. We're not worrying about specific context. I'm asking you if is there any context in which you would be willing to do so? Are you just capable of doing it should the situation be right? That's all they had to say. That's all. But no, she gives it to you as a black or white thing. Like, you're willing to do it. Like, I know it depends. No,
I
it
always
never depends. What?
I always go with the yeah. It doesn't really matter if they're a synth or a human, because like to me that answer is like, yeah, no. Like if I save people all the time, because usually I like the Minutemen, so I usually stick with them very closely. So by the time I'm fucking with the railroad, I'm like, yeah, I'm the general of the Minutemen. Our whole thing is we help anybody who's in need who actually deserves it, right? It's like, no, I'm not gonna go help a raider, but if there's someone who needs saving, I fucking save them.
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm a member of the Brotherhood of Steel and therefore have better morals than you.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Listen, I have a death robot and an airship. Fuck you.
Enclave superiority, fuck you.
I mean, you're not wrong, but that's not an option.
You're basically extinct. The fuck are you talking about?
That's what you think. That's what we want.
You're basically the Eskimo faction. What are you gonna do? Throw fucking plasma snowballs at us?
We're underground like little moles.
No, the fuck you aren't.
Dude, mole people aren't strong.
The only fucking way that they could bring back the Enclave is if they came from fucking space.
I'm not going to lie to you, honestly, if there was a new Fallout game and they managed to like actually come up with a way that wasn't like breaking canon for the Enclave to come back, I would cheer and holler. I fucking love the Enclave. I don't know what it is about them. I know they're bad people, but I fucking love them.
Well,
where is your uniform?
No, that's a misconception right there. They're not bad people.
It depends on who was at the time.
Because all the factions really do defend. Because I mean, fuck it, let's go to Fallout 3 for this fucking example. In Fallout 3, they're not the bad guys.
They're not.
This is true.
Honestly,
now,
you know who arguably
John
is the bad guys?
Eden is the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
But their method of doing it was not good, not at all. But Kurt Autumn's actual like thought and theory behind it initially was not necessarily bad. Now, granted, yes, the implication is that they're going to use it to have a pretty tight hold on, because whoever the fuck controls the water pretty much controls the fucking landscape in terms of like allegiance and all that bullshit. Which thing is though, at the end, they both kind of fucking did it either way.
But like my thing is this with it, because like I agree with what's his name, Austin from the Shoddy Cast has a good video on it talking about it, and like yeah, they're extreme about how they go to take Project Purity, but you're also got to remember like the context of the time. You're living in a time where most people are more willing to shank you over a bottle of Nuka-Cola than actually pay for it, right?
No.
Like it's desperate as hell times call for desperate as hell measures, and like it's not like, oh, we're gonna take Project Purity and keep it all for ourselves. Like no, they were going to give it to the people, but they were gonna go, hey, we give you this, you gotta listen to us. Like, we're in control here. We're trying to build a fucking society so that you don't have to worry about a raider or super mutant playing golf with your asshole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, it goes off there, like, were their methods good? No, they could have been refined, but ultimately their goal isn't that fucking malicious, not compared to the other fucking things that they've done.
Oh yeah.
While we're also on the... What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, while we're also on the topic of like Fallout and Fallout factions, can we agree that one of the worst factions was actually the Railroad, since we mentioned that earlier? Like,
yeah,
they're terrible.
Yeah, they were shit.
They're really badly, like, honestly, one of my, like I just kind of alluded to, like, as much as I love the Brotherhood of Steel, right, and as much as I love the Enclave, honestly, one of my favorite ones is the Minutemen. Like, yeah, they're not the best written, they're not the best, but it's that spirit of, hey, we're banding together, we're not gonna fucking force our shit on you, but we're gonna, and we'll help you, just pay us fairly or trade us decently.
In the right place.
Yeah, their heart's in the right place, and their methods aren't like brutal or extreme. They're like, hey, we're just trying to survive like y'all, and we're just gonna help you out if you want it. And like their thing is they're not gonna force you to take their help either. It's like, hey, reach out to us. We're here. But if you don't and we don't know about it, we can't help you.
Exactly.
And
Like,
like the Minutemen is literally my morals if it became a faction.
Yeah. What bothers me honestly is like the railroad had a lot of potential too when you think about it. There's so many cool things that they could have done with it with, like the whole like, underground society trying to rescue synths from the Institute, but they chose to go with like the most cock gobbly decision for it. And I fucking hate him for it. I hate Desdemona. I hate every single NPC in that stupid ass fucking building.
They're not all bad. They're not all bad. Glory.
No, Tinker Tom is not good.
Oh no, I was gonna say Tinker Tom. I say Glory for what she is isn't the worst.
And you just like her because she's bigger than you, Jake.
Yeah, and then
I'm sorry if I like big women who are taller than me and can fuck me up in bed.
It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, cool. When you first see them, it's like, cool. It's an underground secret society. Trying to at least pull the strings from, pull the rug out from under the Institute, and repurpose these synths for good instead of letting the Institute, get a hold of them again and do this and this and that. And then you see like what all their like beliefs and their views are, and you're like, oh fuck these guys, I guess.
Okay, look, Mav, real quick. Like I said, they're not written the best, but from their ideals, that's what I like the best about the Minutemen.
No, see, no. People complaining about here's the settlement. Don't talk to him. If you don't want the quest, don't talk. It's not difficult to avoid Preston. Most of the fucking time, I can't find the bastard when I need him.
I will say, to be fair, though, you kind of have to talk to him to get through the quest line for the Minutemen.
Okay, and then when you do, if you're gonna fucking do anything for them, then is it that much of a fucking skin off your back to go and help one goddamn settlement and get some free experience and some goddamn loot?
I understand the frustration. I don't think it's a huge big problem. But then again, I also, like I said, I get what they're coming from and I empathize with them a lot. But no, like when it comes to Railroad real quick though, like there was so much shit that they could have done with them and the way they went around about doing it, right? Like, okay, the one big plot point that I personally hate is the whole plot point of taking escaped synths and mind wiping them. That kind of defeats the whole purpose. In a way, right? Like, you did it, like, now you haven't rescued that person. You've just fucking erased their personality, and let out a husk to now, and with no knowledge whatsoever, fend for themselves in the fucking wasteland.
Which is fair, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's one of those things where I genuinely do not care about it as a concept enough to even have a fucking opinion on it. Because I personally, I genuinely just don't even like how they fucking handled the sense. Because I think how they did it when like they started it, at least the theory in Fallout 3 was that was perfectly fine. Because with Harkness, it made sense in terms of like what he was and like his full story. But
can you give me a refresher on that real quick? Because I don't remember ever actually completing that quest.
He was basically a courser. They didn't really call him a courser, but he was effectively a courser. He hunted down escaped synths. But then eventually he sort of had some weird fucking, sentience moment. I was like, oh no, this is terrible. And then he fucking got his mind wiped and his face changed and all that.
Was essentially, what's his name from the first Blade Runner?
I mean, maybe I didn't fucking watch Blade Runner.
Essentially the same thing. A replicant or artificial human who goes, no, fuck this. I'm not going to just be born to die and do menial labor, and rebelled against his creators. Got a few other replicants and went to try and find out. Just literally their whole reason for doing what they do is we want to live. So they go and fight their way into the corporation who made them and was like, hey, fix us so that we don't die in 10 in like. Now at that point it's like, fix us so we don't die in a day. And they're like, nah, we built you to do that specifically. Yeah. And we're not going to change it.
I also distinctly dislike factions where when you first fucking meet them, they threaten you and act like real fucking big and bad, but can't actually back it up. Because really think about it. Out of all the factions you meet in the base game of Fallout, you meet the Railroad, you meet the Minutemen, you meet the Brotherhood of Steel, you meet the Institute. How many of those factions threaten you in any way at the very start.
I think it's just the
It's just the railroad.
Which,
Now, you can make the argument, all right, and this is where I'll agree. Okay, you find their secret base with no warning to them whatsoever.
yeah.
All right, fair enough. I can understand the thing like they fucking meet you and like they flash lights and shit. But where I will not agree with it is they as a faction are not fighters. They
Sure.
even admit it themselves. They're not a fighting group. They're spies. They're like fucking espionage, all that bullshit.
The closest thing to
So-
a fighter they have is glory.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, pretty much any fucking character realistically could wipe out that fucking front room with minimal problems.
Oh yeah.
And I genuinely I dislike from a design standpoint when a faction is presented as cocky like that. When it's like, oh, you're not gonna do anything. We got you fuckers ready. No, you don't. If I were to even try minimally, I would manage to wipe this fucking room. You have no pull here.
Pulls out Fat Man. Do you want a tango?
Even that.
It's literally a situation of like, we have you surrounded, we have a minigun trained on you. It's like holding Fat Man. Do you really want to make that gamble on who can pull the trigger first? On what fast?
It's like, oh, damn, you have a high DPS, low damage weapon. Good thing I'm wearing fucking full combat armor, dipshit.
It's like literally you walk in there and it's just like, all right, do you want to make this? Like, even if you look at it in not even like from the mechanic standpoint, but in the like realistic standpoint, it's literally a situation of, all right, I'll tango. Who do you think has a faster trigger pull?
Also, why the fuck does this, real badass secret underground organization not have a way to know who the fuck is getting down to them? Especially since they set the whole thing up for people to be able to find them.
And then they get in a fucking
why
tizzy.
Would they get that angry?
Yeah, like they're like, hey, here's how to find. Here is a fucking red carpet. A literal red carpet that leads directly to the front door of the building we're under. Also, along the way, here's how to open the door.
So, go ahead.
It's just so fucking stupid. And my biggest quirk with them also is the fact that they're like the whole cockiness, and then later on in the story, if you choose to go down the railroad line, they're like, please, we need you. We can't do this without you. Meanwhile, they were just boasting that they could do it without us and that they don't need us and they're gonna kill us like right at the start.
They're like, right at the start, they're like, we don't need you. Yada yada yada. And like Deacon's the only one with half a brain that goes, yeah, no, we fucking need you. Please,
Which also
God,
goes to
do
it,
not
because
leave us.
If you do it in like the proper order in which Deacon knows you throughout the story and knows who you are, why the fuck would he not immediately say, whoa, what the fuck are you guys doing? This is like our best opportunity here.
Like this
Fucking
is
put your gun down.
a paladin. Like you're literally aiming your gun at a paladin of the BOS and general of the Minutemen.
Are you guys fucking insane?
Do you know?
No one prepped the door.
Do you know the fucking ass ripping that we would get if we shot this person?
This fucker killed Swan, went through multiple supermutant camps and all the fucking ghouls upstairs just to find us, and he's not opened fire yet. Why are you testing this?
Literally, they have 2 armies they can call on.
It's just, it doesn't, and I get it. I understand. All right, you know what? There's only so much you can fucking do in a game. There's only so many encounters you can plan for. So that's why you don't put yourself in a situation in which you kind of limit yourself in that way. But I'm gonna say that's probably not an oversight on their part, on the writer's part. That's probably more thing of like, yeah, no, fuck it. That's how the railroad interact. That's how I'm gonna choose to look at it, because in game, in the fucking world, that's how your character would look at it. As like, oh, these guys are just assholes. Fuck them.
Yeah.
What a bunch of fucking douchebags.
Like it's literally like it's literally that situation of the again quoting Austin from the Shoddy Cast. You're the sole survivor who has spent every last waking moment of their life since they got out of the vault killing, murdering, and just tearing a path of destruction in order to make their goals a reality. You are not someone to be fucked with.
you are, canonically speaking, really the most dangerous Fallout character when you think about it.
From the
Because you're
shit
also
that
the
you've done.
only one that has any actual prior experience
If
with
you
anything.
if you go male,
That's the canonical one.
is it?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, no, it's seriously like you have a trained individual who has spent every waking moment just pissing in the cornflakes of every power, group, and enemy in the fucking Commonwealth and has not died yet and killed everyone who tried.
You know what else? They're not even that fucking sympathetic about your son either.
Yeah.
They're like,
I
well,
really don't recall
shit.
them being very nice about it. Because I know fucking the Minutemen, Preston's immediately he's real like, hey, we're gonna help you no matter what. And even fucking like Dance and the Brotherhood, they're less like direct about it because they've got their own goals and they're a big organization, but they're like, hey, listen, odds are your son's with the Institute, we'll help you fucking take him down.
Yeah, it's literally a situation of they're like, hey, look, we can't like go like drop everything and help you, but if you find some shit, let us know, and we got your
They're
back.
like, hey, your goals align with ours. We're gonna help you as far as we fucking can and set you up to do what you need to fucking do.
I will say though, like as much as I liked the Brotherhood in Fallout 3 again because they were kind of more aligned with my morals. I had a real tough time vibing with them in Fallout 4.
Same.
I can understand why. I can. But realistically, it really depends on how you look. If you look at it just off of what you are able to do in the fucking game, I can completely understand.
Yeah.
I, though, like to look at it from the idea of, okay, well, after the fact, odds are my character that I have played as a level-headed person would manage to level out this group.
Oh yeah. Like I believe like from what I saw seen there is technically a way that you can actually get all the different factions and groups to be like, hey,
You can, and it's incredibly difficult and complicated.
which I mean it should be. It shouldn't be something super easy.
Oh yeah, no, true.
I do want to make an attempt at it, but you have to like start so many quests and get to a certain point, then stop and then do this quest only at this point. Don't go past here. Don't click this button.
I actually tried writing it all out once on like a fucking piece of notebook paper, and it took up the entire fucking thing and part of the back, writing out all the fucking steps.
Fucking bonkers.
It's ridiculous. And it's not even that worth it, all things considered, because then the railroad's alive and they just suck.
Yeah.
Like it really does feel like though, like there is like I do kind of hate though that hell, like even not a situation where the institute is there, but like as a reason, like a situation where the fucking institute is gone, but the other three powers are on a tenuous alliance. There's no situation that you can really get with that either, right? Which is kind of the most logical situation, like the most logical reasoning. Like the railroad want the institute gone because essentially they keep making sense that they have to now free, and they're like, leave the sense alone. The Brotherhood don't want the sense being made and don't want the institute being around, so let's kill them. The Minutemen are like, hey, you're fucking with us. Now we're gonna have to fuck with you. Let's kill the institute.
Well, all of it goes into a very simple thing. The Institute shouldn't be making fucking sense. Just make robots.
Yeah. Gen
Stop
1s
giving
and
them
2s.
sentience, and the entire issue of Fallout 4, past your son being taken, oh, sorry, spoiler, is gone.
It's been it's been 5 years. 5 years.
Hey, listen, someone's gonna complain.
But
We're gonna get a complaint 2 years later. So it's gonna be like, wow, we don't spoil Fallout 4.
but
Do you remember when the leaks were out and like people were like fake leaking? They're like, "Kill your son or nuke Boston, everybody! Kill your son or nuke Boston."
Oh god, I remember when the fucking Fallout 4 like private showcases got leaked onto Pornhub, and they had just the greatest fucking titles. I think
remember
one was like Todd, or I think it was middle-aged man in tight jeans stimulates crowd, or something along those lines.
fucking what was I gonna say? But remember pre-purge Pornhub? That shit was great.
What do you mean?
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
What is
Oh, yeah.
pre?
So essentially, Pornhub went through and trimmed down and cleared out a lot of the videos. Like, a lot of the ones that were literally just, like, fucking playthroughs of video games or literally re-uploads of anime episodes.
Well, no, what they officially did was they purged everything that was not by a verified user. And
Yeah.
it was kind of fun because, like, their actual reasoning for it was to get rid of, like, revenge porn and child porn, things where, like, you couldn't verify ages and shit, which, to be fair, everyone can agree that is a noble goal.
Noble
The
goal,
problem is
noble goal.
they didn't do it the right way. They did it in the easiest way that would be most time efficient, but it destroyed so much shit. I think
There
generally
was
speaking, they actually removed most of their content because of it.
yeah, no, like they cut down over half of the content that was on there. God damn, like I won't fucking talk about it. Fuck it. Like it's literally a situation where like a lot of the verified people either don't put a lot of effort into the stuff they put on Pornhub because they're just trying to funnel you to their OnlyFans or some shit, or it's just shitty stuff that some random ass verified SFM artist does, and you're like, this doesn't get me going at all.
Hey, so that shit's quality, you motherfucker.
I know some of it is. Some of it is. I have found one
The
or
problem is
two
the most
gems.
quality stuff was unverified.
That's the truth. Now
That's where
everybody's going to X Hamster.
No. Don't go to X Hamster. Don't use Pornhub. You got to go straight to the zoophilia stuff.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
where the good stuff.
No, that's why you go to motherless.com because then there's no limits.
Or sibling
That's
rival.
Oh god.
No, you gotta go play Step Family Fucking Simulator.
Oh god.
I can vibe with that one.
I've only got 5 minutes. Let's fucking go.
Play this game and you'll come in 5 minutes.
Like shit, I fucking wish I could. God damn.
Those advertisements are so fucking stupid. Okay, so my favorite one is like, it's usually insert like Twinkie male here, and then like fat woman here, where like Twinkie boy is watching fat woman do something with another girl, and he gets caught, and she's like, and like grabs him and like smothers him to death and just beats the shit out of him and then fucks him.
All those are normal porn ads.
Those are normal. We're talking about the ones that are like 3D animated. Play this game and you'll come in
literally
10
just
seconds.
FSM.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
and then
art
it's like,
that's been stolen.
and it's like a 3D render of Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony, and it's like it'll make you come in moments.
No, all the ones I get are like just generic fucking your stepsister shit. or fucking your MILF stepmom.
Back to morality though. So the Legion, the Legion is a good faction, and they are not inherently evil. Thoughts?
I'd have to disagree with you just because of their stance on slavery.
I would too.
Not their stance on women. Their stance on women is fine, but slavery.
Listen, I'm an ancient Rome supremacist, so I don't really care about that part.
Okay, but here's the thing. So, the whole ancient Rome experience, they should be gay as fuck.
I mean,
They are. What the fuck are you talking about?
Romans were gay, dude.
Yeah, I said they are. The Legion are. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't see any dude on dude action. I don't see Lanius.
Yeah,
and fucking...
because it's not an X-rated game. But think about how many small boy slaves they probably have.
Well, no, I mean, legit, the fucking NCR, even, like, fucking, they make jokes about you if you're seen with them and shit. Like, it's genuine, it's joked about in the fucking game. Like, I don't see too many women legionnaires. Wonder how they get their fun. Granted, one of the few canonically gay characters you talk to is in the NCR, so... Yeah. And there are no confirmed bachelor options for Legion soldiers, so... I don't know. But no, my whole thing comes down to again to morality, because one of the big things with Legion, and this is something where one of my favorite companions, although most people never get him, Raul, the fucking ghoul gunslinger, he's the only companion that doesn't actually mind you working with Legion, because he's like, hey, they ain't got no fucking skin off my back. They don't really treat me much. I mean, they don't really like me, but no one fucking does. Like, they're not dickheads about it. And to be fair, Legion lands are pretty fucking safe because they fucking destroy all the fucking raiders.
They
with their
either
iron fist
assimilate or
and
destroy.
keep drugs out. Yeah, which I mean, if you believe that the Legion is bad, then you believe that ancient Rome was inherently bad. Which I mean, it goes on the thing is it's an empire that's fucking growing and building. I you can only be so fucking angry at them. It's going to happen.
My thing is I think some of their they as in, like they themselves aren't bad, but I think some of their methods are.
Well, that's the thing though, is can they really achieve the same results without a lot of those methods?
Like in the same exact fashion, no, hell no.
And I mean, it honestly comes down to a case of like, would you rather live under the incredibly corrupt NCR that's like canonically and genuinely corrupt and for the most part doesn't give too much of a fuck about their people so long as they pay their taxes? Or would you rather be under Caesar and know, well, all I have to do is just fucking join up and I'll probably be fine and my family won't get fucking burnt down by raiders?
I won't get my wife and kids won't get raped.
I mean, there's pros and cons to both sides, genuinely, but it's really a case of is what they're doing bad enough to ignore the good that they are actually doing.
It's literally what's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, and again, it is a case of they are genuinely the exact same as fucking Rome if Rome started with an emperor. That is literally all they are. It's the same methods. It's the same theory. Like, hey, either get along with us and do as we ask, or we'll fucking burn you down and we'll let the rest of our people live on your land. You got two options.
Yeah.
You don't tickle our buttholes, we won't tickle yours.
Yeah.
I would say you swayed me enough to agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they're fucking perfect. No. But I could think of worse people to have control of the fucking Mojave than fucking Caesar. With or without the brain tumor.
Yeah, fair.
I will say, though, their fucking quest line is so goddamn disappointing. It's so short. They fucking worked on the blast when they were developing New Vegas because there's just not as
What's
much
your
of it.
What's your view on Mr. House?
I think Mr. House is genuinely the best option for New Vegas. Bar none. I think it really, honestly, I legit think it goes Mr. House, Yes Man, and then it's pretty much equal between Legion and NCR. Because the problem is the NCR kind of suck ass, but the Legion won't be able to hold it. So they're pretty much the same on that end. But honestly, like Mr. House has shown that he genuinely does have the strip's best interests at heart by basically telling both factions, hey, fuck you. The NCR, you're a little bit more civilized to me, so you can have a bit of a presence, but like for the most part, you all can back the fuck off. I protected this goddamn land. I am its rightful fucking owner.
I have been here since the bombs and before.
Yeah, but by genuine right of inherited property, this is mine. So you all can.
Well, none of that. He did fucking like. He is the reason that a lot of the strip is the way it is too. Like,
yeah,
the reason that the kings aren't,
he's not malicious.
He's also the reason. Like, he's like the reason the kings aren't sitting there, shanking everybody who walks into Freeside. The reason that the the White Glove Society is doing it all behind closed doors and not just a roving gang of Neanderthalic fucking raiders who run around ganking people and just having massive blood orgies.
Yeah,
Which sounds kind of hot, but I digress.
It is interesting because there's this weird fucking feeling of like animosity towards Mr. House, but like he never really wrongs you. I mean, the only thing he really does that kind of fucks you over is he doesn't tell you what the ship is, but he also makes it pretty clear that his plan would not have worked if he did. Yeah, it's like, all right, you know what? You paid me. I finally got it to you, and you kept up your end of the bargain in terms of paying me. So I mean, I'm not fucking mad. I don't give a fuck.
What is it? What is the ship again? What is it the Platinum ship does?
The Platinum ship, I can't remember the exact details, but basically it like holds fucking access codes and data and shit to that big fucking underground Securitron army that he had, and like the ability to upgrade them.
It was pretty much a key.
Yeah, it was data. It was a fancy flash drive.
Imagine if the Platinum ship arrived on time.
I mean, if it had arrived on time, then odds are your character would not have the bloodlust in them to get involved in the main story, and Mr. House would fucking protect New Vegas.
Yeah. So, theoretical question. With all of these factions going on throughout like the entire Fallout universe, across the US and like parts of like Canada and Mexico that they do mention like the lore, which faction do you think is ultimately best for, this entire area that they've kind of like fleshed out and like would be able to carry everyone the furthest? Like I guess, like including large factions only because, obviously the Legion can't do all of that, but like say the Brotherhood of
What do you
Steel,
mean? What do you mean by not the Legion can't do it? You realize how much territory the Legion controls?
No,
No. What he means is like literally in the fucking lore, it's basically stated that it's quite commonly held that if the Legion tries to expand much more, they just won't have the manpower to hold all of it.
Oh yeah, I know that's what, but it's like to say that they're not large with the amount of land that they do control.
I mean, compared to other factions, pretty much.
Again,
No, they hold a fuck ton. It's just it's bad wording. I will throw the Legion in, Jacob. It's all right, sweetheart. Okay,
So,
it's
like,
all right. Do you want the nippy?
honestly, I think if like okay, this is what it's honestly say is like a Minuteman-esque system would be the best in my opinion for like a short term amount of things like, and then slowly have it build up into a kind of confederation like they tried to do before the events of Fallout 4, right?
yeah.
Now that sounds an awful lot like communism, Jake, but I'm not okay with that.
No, no. Well, I mean, of course, then you would have this confederation that would have control, and people would still be able to do it there. Like, you don't have to like, oh, I have to. You have to give X amount of money to the state. No, it's like, hey, pay your taxes, and we'll have our stated army help protect your farmland, right?
That's
But
the
you
thing.
can.
The idea with the railroad was never for them to be a big body like that. It was literally just meant to be. It was meant to be like an actual militia. Like, hey,
Oh yeah, yeah.
we'll have each other's backs.
No, but I'm saying
They
like I
are
think
not supposed to be in power.
like that system for a while would work, and like it would help build up trust between different settlements. It would have something about it, and then it would eventually grow into something that would help connect them into a like one group, where instead of it being like, oh, you're from such and such place, it's like, oh, hey, you're from settlement. How's stuff doing over there, and it'd be more of a camaraderie aspect and an actual functioning society instead of, oh, I stay in Diamond City all the time. And actually
That's
have
the thing. But we're not talking about short term. We're talking about like ultimate long term for the wasteland.
well, what I was saying is like that system would then grow and be kind of implemented more and more across it, and then it would take a long ass time, but and hey, if you want to say it, have like if they were to able broker peace with the fucking boss and have them be part of their military. Or be like, hey, you cover military shit, and we'll cover keep making sure traders run on time, right?
See, that's the thing though. Is I do get what you mean, but the problem is it's just not going to last because it's going to get big enough to the point to where there being no central leader and it just being this loose alliance, someone's going to fucking trying to take charge, and then it will eventually collapse.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with really all the factions, and that's what they do kind of build into it, is that no one really has the right answer.
It's essentially there's no body. The problem is there is no faction with enough manpower to do it. There just
Well, it's
isn't.
listening that the problem is the only faction other than the Minutemen, but we've already ruled them out, of the rated ones at least, that has the manpower and technology to control a good amount of land and like keep it controlled is the Brotherhood. The problem is the Brotherhood have no real fucking desire to have like a big control of things.
And
by
they're
their own
also they're also a little bit too far up their own ass.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's a fucking weird thing with how the factions keep fucking retconning themselves, because literally every fucking game, every Brotherhood goes through the same goddamn story arc where they fucking are isolationists and they're shown by this great outsider. Oh, we can trust outsiders. Oh my god. The only one that really doesn't is fucking Fallout 4s, but that's because fucking they kind of kept what happened in Fallout 3, except Maxon's kind of a fucking psychopath. So
Yeah,
that doesn't
I
really help.
kind of hate Elder Maxon.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Fucking your character's gonna take his spot at some point.
Yeah.
It'll be a military coup. It'll be fine.
Just a slight power vacuum will be generated.
I mean, listen, when you fucking sneak attack critical them with your fucking Deathclaw gauntlet and they explode, is anyone really gonna step up to you? I don't think so.
Puts 2 rounds from a 10 mil straight through the front and then out the back of a paladin's power armor.
I think ultimately though, I guess like to also like kind of put in word like for what I was saying about like my question also. It like you said, Griffin. There's really no one that's actually perfect enough to run the entire thing, but I think the best chance would be like
The Enclave.
No, no.
Gonna suck their dick a little bit more. Want to fillet them a little bit more.
Be nice to me, but I think
Fuck no.
I think if there was a way to make everyone actually work together, would be honestly the only actual way. Because if you were to take the determination of the Minutemen and combine it with the resources, the technology, and the mass that the Brotherhood has, and then also like the brains that the Institute can give you, and like etc. and like other factions, I think it would work. But also, none of those factions are going to want to work with each other because the Institute and the Brotherhood is like an instant like red flag. And the Minutemen are way too fucking small to where the Brotherhood would be like, we don't want to fuck with these guys. They're stuck in like the fucking colonial era. These guys are fucking doofuses.
Everybody, I feel like all the factions of Fallout 4 kind of look down upon the Minutemen until the entirety of Fort Independence opens up with their artillery, and they're just like, oh,
They get fucking mortared into the Dark Age.
they're like, oh god, the sky is raining fire at us.
It is kind of fucked up how your brother is sitting high and mighty in their airport, their fucking airship. And it's like, no, mortar. It's not anti-aircraft? No, it go higher. You arc higher, it anti-aircraft. This why you not fly low in range of mortars.
Honestly, I was thinking about it, right? Because I've been playing a lot more War Thunder with one of my online friends, and if you're watching this, hi, Strange. But we were playing it, and I was looking at the PBY J1, I want to say it is, or PB4Y or something like that. But essentially, it's a bomber with 50 cal turrets and 250s in the nose. Right? Not the most impressive thing, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I think vertebrates could keep up with this, but this very early Cold War plane, or like kind of midway through the Cold War plane, could fuck up some goddamn vertebrates because it's got nothing but 50 cal coming out of it. Like, I always thought it'd be funny if like there was a faction that just rocked up with some like early Cold War era gear and was just like, hey, fuckheads. The Brotherhood would be like, alright, let's fucking roll and rumble with these motherfuckers. And then they just get creamed because
That's the problem. That there is no Cold War era in Fallout.
You're right. Well, I mean, even like...
No, there genuinely just isn't one. So that era never really passed.
I never understood... I never understood that. How the fuck didn't it happen?
Because the basic way they explain it is that after Hiroshima and Nagasaki, everyone, instead of creating weapons and being very careful and like secret about nuclear power and shit, they said, fuck it, let's do the opposite and let's just channel it and harness it. And instead of getting things like the Cold War, we got the resource wars. In which case there was no non-fighting. We just all fucking fought each other because canonically, the U.S. and Russia are allies in the Fallout universe.
No, that's how you know it's fiction. That's how you know it's fiction.
Well, to be fair, I think they describe it as like a very tenuous allyship because
To fuck over China.
Yeah, no, it really just like, hey, we don't like China. You like China? No, not really. hey, let's not like them together. It's like,
It's literally like the EU, Russia, and America. Hey man, I don't like China. Like they're kind of being rude. Hey, you don't like China? I don't like China. Oh, the EU is like, hey, I don't like China either. Do we
not
just?
even the European Commonwealth just fought each other.
Well, it's
They
like
didn't even join in.
okay. Then Canada, under very not much their own will, is like, oh well, we don't like China either. Secretly a puppet of America.
Listen, it was a peaceful annexation.
But like they're like, hey, we don't like it either. And they're like, did we just start a club? Did we just become friends? I still hate. Okay, I saw you.
Whatever happened with Africa and South America that we just don't talk about because they don't have it written.
I will say I still hate, right, I think I'm not gonna say the guy's name, but
say his fucking name.
No, but the dude who was like, oh, there wasn't a cultural split from our timeline in the Fallout universe, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean?
No, say his fucking name. Fuck that guy. He's stupid. I don't like him.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Tell me his name. Say his
name. That piece of fucking shit.
Like, and another thing that got me was like when he pulls up like, oh, the riot shotgun from Fallout New Vegas. Oh, I couldn't find a single analog to this in real life, and his entire comment section was, "That's just the fucking street sweeper. That's the striker. That's the this."
Didn't you know there's also only one shotgun in Fallout 3?
Yeah. There's only one shotgun in Fallout 3. Hate to see it. But no, I forget exactly what I said. Oh, well, there's multiple decisions that branch off from it. So there's a split! There's a fucking split!
Listen. If we were talking about Dragon Breaks, it would be much more clear to him.
Oh my, that...
No, you can't get mad at Dragon Breaks. They legit did the smart thing, and they said, all right, listen, there's too much shit that we can't really keep the same. Let's just make a fucking phenomenon that is effectively known about that just covers our ass.
Yeah,
right?
it's literally a situation of
the responsible thing.
The only time Bethesda did something responsible with one of their IPs.
Oh, don't even. You just want to sound cool, Jacob.
No, I don't.
You love them more than you want to let on.
I probably do, but fuck them. I'm still salty about them not even like after the fact, not including the DLC in Fallout 4 VR.
Now, Jacob, has it ever occurred to you that that's an incredibly petty complaint?
It is. I know it is.
Okay,
but it's still shitty. So
you're aware of why me and Joe do not care.
Shut the fuck up.
I just want to make sure.
Shut the fuck up. No, Optimus.
I'm
no.
sorry that you're sucked into the VR world.
Shit.
You're not gonna be able to romance Serana. Okay.
I mean, actually, I can, because it is special edition Skyrim that is Skyrim VR.
Yeah, he got mod.
There's still no romance unless you get the mod.
I will, and I can.
Oh my god, I hate that fucking mod too. I really fucking do.
I do need to go back and remod both Fallout 4 and Fallout 4 and Skyrim, just base regular shit. Based regular shit.
You're the type of person to go and try to marry Mule, the lioness, and instead of just killing that stupid ass like cuck that follows her around, you mod him out, or you mod him out.
That's the thing. You don't even have to fucking do anything about him. He just sits there. Mind you, I kill him because that's the nice thing to do.
You're same.
Because I don't want to walking from fucking Riften to Whiterun every once in a while to fucking speak with her. It's just weird.
Who's really getting in that scenario?
That's what I was saying. Like, we were making a joke about, NTR hentai. They're like, oh, it's like, ordering a steak at a place. I'm like, no. Like, they just take it away and you don't eat anything. I was like, no, you get a salad. Because even the cuck in a cuckold situation gets to sit in the corner and masturbate and watch.
Oh, God. That's cuckolding, though. That's slightly different.
Only slightly.
The difference is it's actually fucking more shameful and depressing. There's no mercy for cucks here. But no, back to morality, since, you know.
This is just a stream of consciousness podcast.
Cuckolding.
It was funny, right? It was
Let's
funny.
go to Elder Scrolls, though.
No, one second. I was say it's funny because I was rewatching the Goons podcast and they had an episode where they're like, "Yeah, the only podcast where we just talk about random shit for an hour," and I was like, "Haha, you're technically right because we talk about random shit for 5 hours."
Goddamn right. But no, so Elder Scrolls, Parthenax, should he be killed?
No.
No.
Now, first off, I agree wholeheartedly. And I fucking hate Delphine and Esbern. And
Delphine's just a shit character for in total.
I fucking despise Delphine. She's such a fucking bitch. Oh, God, she pisses me off. Esbern's a little bit better, but he's also part of that whole, oh, nope, you're either with us or against us thing, in which case, like, all right, guess who'll just lose out on the allyship of the fucking Dragonborn.
All right, cool. Have fun dealing with the Thalmor. I'll just take my Blade's armor and Blade's sword and Blade's shield and go.
Yeah, I'll just take Dragonbane, this mythical weapon, with me. Also, all the people that are recruited for you, they're mine now. Come back, guys. Yep, you're mine.
The
calling Odaving and Dornavir to help in your fucking upcoming battles. You can go fuck yourself.
Dragon Rin, the only thing that can ground a dragon. Yeah, no, that's mine. That's mine. You don't get to utilize that anymore.
Yeah, no, you know what it is? You know what it is? It's the grenade launcher. Okay, nope. This is mine. This is mine now. I'm keeping this. It's exactly what it is. But no. So it genuinely, the story of Parthenax goes exactly into what we were talking about earlier. He did legitimately morally bad things,
and well, it doesn't quite go into.
It's the opposite of what we talked about. It's the opposite of it.
Because he knew what he was doing.
Then he did one very good thing.
Well, it's not even one very good thing. It's he spent his whole life doing everything he could to reject that part of life and change.
Yeah.
That's just isolating yourself. I don't really care. I get why you count that, but personally, I don't fucking. That's you atoning in your own way. That's not really doing anything to make the situation better. Because he takes a neutral ground and pretty much flat out says that he's not going to intervene.
Okay, real quick.
Now, he does end up helping you, but
real quick, we can agree though that when you first get fucking Dragon Rend and you fucking fight Alduin atop the throat of the world with Parthenax at your side is one of the most badass segments in all of Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Just getting Dragon's awesome because it really does change the game because now dragons are your bitch.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to wait for them to land so you can, fucking smack them up with melee attacks. You don't have to sit there and try and snipe them out the sky with spells and arrows. No, you tell those motherfuckers to come here.
Daddy's home and he's thirsty.
I don't know if I enjoy that part that you added.
Look, you just gotta get a little bit of dragon.
I think I enjoyed that part even less. I'm gonna argue that I'd rather you not do that ever again.
Yeah.
Well, as a gay man.
So moving on. No, so I think we should genuinely look at it as don't look at it as of you liking Parthenax because he's a good, well-made character and he is likable
and voiced by Mario.
Delphine because she's a dog shit character that is dislikable. Look at it genuinely through the eyes of does he deserve to die for what he's done? Especially considering that he even straight up tells the Dragonborn, hey, you know what? If you must kill me, then go ahead. I've lived my life. I've atoned for my sins. I don't care. I won't even fight you.
It's one of those things where, like, he very clearly has changed, and you can see that through, like, for one, what he's told you, for two, through the fact that, like, he doesn't even care if you kill him, and also for three, the fact that he literally helps you. And so it shows that he obviously has no ill will towards, like, you or your people or anything like that. And so it's one of those things where either way, it's going to feel bad to kill him because he literally isn't doing shit wrong. Why kill him for something that he's already atoned for?
And it's also, like, the thing is, like, I don't think people realize just how old the events of the ancient Nords is.
I don't even remember
Just
myself. How long ago was it in like comparison to
thousands of
If I
years.
actually remember correctly, it is legit. Is it actually before the first era?
I can't remember if it's before
I
or
think
during.
it's in the I think it might be within the Merethic era.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
It definitely is within the Merethic era because the moment when you start talking about video game lore the same way historians talk about lore.
Fuck. Hold on. Let me specify. Skyrim. Dragon. Dragon War Merethic era. Yes. Yeah, it was in the Merethic era.
Which, to be fair, that that is literally a situation though when it comes to the Merethic era. Do you have any idea? Do you realize how little that narrows it down?
Yeah. So for reference, hold on. Let me click on Merethic era here.
Because the Merethic era is long as fuck.
800 ads. The Merethic era was reckoned by early Nord scholars as a series of years numbered in reverse chronological order, beginning with Merethic era 2500.
Yeah, like some of the the closer eras, like the third and fourth, are only like 400 years long, right?
Only 400 years long.
But like compared to 2,500.
No. I mean, it is literally considered the beginning of time as it is recorded. I mean, there's
So
there's
then you have
technically before that, but that's all gods and creation myth stuff, and
Daedra and
fucking
Aedra
races
and
getting to Tamriel and fucking Elder Scrolls lore is messy and beautiful. I fucking love it. But no, fucking. I personally, the way I look at it is, I think, reasonably speaking, I think Parthenex has far more value in his life than in his death. I believe he is much more valuable in guiding all of these dragons that are no longer subject to Alduin's will, and sort of, showing them the way of the voice as he has learned it, and giving them this sort of meditation technique.
My question is this though: do you think Alduin is completely dead?
Yes, he's 100% dead. But I mean, the entire point of the game and the entire thing they keep telling you is the only way you can kill him is if you do it in Sovngarde, and you absorb his fucking soul when you do.
Because I don't remember actually absorbing a soul from him.
I don't know if you actually absorb. I'm pretty sure you do that, but like after you kill him, he does the whole dissolve animation and fucking explodes.
Yeah, you completely dissolve him.
Yeah. It is quite literally said that the only way he can die is from a dragonborn killing him, and with the amount of souls that he has absorbed, it can only be done in Sovngarde, because that is the only place where he is considered mortal enough.
And I feel like a lot of people would also be pissed if Todd Howard decided to just be like, hey, fuck you guys, and like revert that, and then all of a sudden ES6 is about Alduin coming back and kind of just, undoing everything that
Well, no, it wouldn't be ES6. It would be like one of those things of like he's waiting for his time again.
Oh no,
like, it's fucking Akatosh going, hey, you still have a fucking job to do, bitch. You're not getting out of it that easy.
Oh no, I'm just using it as an example. I'm not saying like, oh, it would be an ES. I'm just saying.
Nah, because as much as people like to joke about fucking Bethesda just retconning everything that they want to, it legitimately does not actually happen that much. And when it does happen, it's usually on relatively minor things that the majority of people don't actually fucking know about. And that the only reason that these people who bitch about it know about it is because they specifically looked it up. So it's just because you care too much about a fake video game history on very minor details that don't really affect the plot. That's a small rant. I'm getting angry now. It very much bothers me when people do that.
No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because I know a specific situation which involved Fallout 76 and the introduction of XO1 power armor, and people were pissed.
See, here's my problem with that. All right.
Where's my super glue?
It is a fake set of fake armor in a fake universe in which the game decided, well, with the system we're going to do, we need to have a proper leveling scale, and if we don't have it in there, you know people were going to ask, "Oh, where's XO1? Where's
Yeah.
Enclave armor?" So
Exactly.
they were fucked whether they did it or not.
Damned
And
if you
it's
do, damned if you don't.
It's such a minor thing in general that I never understood why people were so pissed. Because, like, it shouldn't be around yet. But meanwhile, it was literally just a piece of armor. You didn't have to bother with it. You could pretend it wasn't there for all you care.
Plus, Bethesda does make very liberal use, and I don't even think this as a bad part on their part. They make very liberal use of unreliable narrators, in which case, not everything that you read in the game is true.
Oh,
Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, even then, like, the XO1 power armor wasn't always the coolest. Like, personally, to me, I think in Fallout 76, I think my favorite armor that, like, new, or in general, that they introduced was probably the excavator power armor, even though it was still kind of outclassed by other ones. It was, like, the dopest to look at, even without, like, skins on it. But that is just me.
I think Griffin had to go somewhere. We might take this point to do a break because I do kind of want to run downstairs, grab a drink or something, and put a pot of coffee on.
That's fine with me.
All right, yeah. I'll switch over to that "We'll be right back" screen.
Bum, 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 bum.
Okay.
Everyone, go do that shit.
There
Go
we
take
go.
a fucking break. Good pee. Fucking-
God damn it! I just got back, you fucks.
Yeah, no, go pee, Griffin. Go get a drink.
I don't
Hydrate.
have to. You piece of shit. I got food. I don't.
I can't hear you. I don't have my headphones on.
Dude, why can I hear you, you piece of shit?
Because I have a separate microphone.
That's how you can't hear me.
Yeah, I can now because I put the headphones back on. Anyways, I'm muting and I'm going to get a drink and put on a pot of coffee.
I hate you.
Yell into the void for like 10 minutes.
So, two people in chat, one being me. How's it going tonight? So glad you decided to join us. It's a real special evening where we get to bitch and moan about fucking video game lore and incredibly complex philosophical arguments on morality when none of us are trained in it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, why the fuck should you have to be trained in philosophy? It's just thinking, but guided. Fuck that. In fact, fuck it. Anyone that hears this now or later, I want you to open up your window. Unless you're in a dangerous environment. In fact, if you are, especially do it. I want you to open up your window. I want you to yell "fuck philosophy" out your window as loud as you can. Make sure everyone hears it. And when you're shot by a philosopher, because philosophers are inherently violent for doing so, I want you to tell them that you did it on your own accord. Don't blame me. That's fucked up. Oh, God fucking. There we go. Oh, delicious. Oh, is that a Joseph I hear?
Alright, I'm back from my dump.
See, Jacob left to do long things when you didn't.
Yeah, I thought we were doing like a small break, so like I literally just put a load of laundry in the wash. I got a drink, took a dump, and that was it. And it didn't even take me 3 minutes.
Yeah. See, he is getting a drink and putting on a pot of coffee, which is going to take him approximately 3 hours.
Yeah, he said that, and I was really confused. I was like, okay, buddy, all right.
Oh, I think he mistakes your dumps with our dumps.
I didn't even tell him I was taking a dump. I just said, okay, well, I guess we'll take it like a mini break then. I even said mini break.
Well, here we are, regardless.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm playing through Skyrim right now again.
Is that so? How you enjoying it?
I'm gonna be honest. Skyrim has been out for like 10 years now, and I think mods were probably the worst introduction to it, at least for console players, because we got all of this shit out at once and we tried to try it all at once, or at least I did. And I got so burnt out on mods to where the only way I can actually enjoy Skyrim now is like just with base game stuff and like immersion mods that just like, add like prettier environments, better graphics, get rid of bugs, stuff like that.
Now, see, that's what's called a you problem. Because you got burnt out on mods by trying them at all the times. See, back in my day, when mods first came out, there was fuck all out. Most of it was bad.
Which is fair. I remember I had this armor. I made my Skyrim into Dark Souls at one point practically because I had this armor that was like the armor of Molag Bal, and it was like this Molag Bal themed armor. It was obviously not canonical at all whatsoever, but
Now, dog, it said lore friendly on the post.
but it was very cool looking and everything like that, and it came with a sword that I didn't really care about because it was way too strong and it just killed everything in one hit. So I used like base game weapons and that armor, and I put on the hardest difficulty, and then got stuff that made the game harder, and like dodge mechanics and stuff like that, and like to where like larger creatures had more health pools and did more damage, and people could do like flanking attacks on you, and there were injuries, and potions didn't work how they did. It was like slowly your health went back up instead of instantly, and then the game got a little too hard for me, and I was like, well, now I'm fucking bored. And I just uninstalled them, and then got really stupid mods because when Fallout 76 came out, so I was like, oh, I'll never play Skyrim again. So I got ones that made my character like extraordinarily large and made like stupid shit. And then I got bored of that too. And so now I'm playing it base game wise again. And for some reason, Heimskier is nowhere to be found. I don't know where Heimskier is in Whiterun, but like one of the mods that I have has removed him, and I don't know whether that's a curse or a blessing because I kind of miss him.
No, it's a blessing. Fuck Heimsker.
What a guy. But yeah.
I fucking hate that guy.
When we do come back, I actually do want to talk topic-wise about what your guys' thoughts are on Elder Scrolls 6 being all but confirmed a console or an Xbox and PC exclusive.
You know, I have very strong thoughts on that, as I'm sure you could imagine.
Yeah, which I mean, I'm gonna save it for that because I'm not gonna like waste it right now, and then Jacob comes back like 3 hours later. I'm just.
Oh, sorry guys, my grandma made me take the car to the shop. What shop, Jacob? The shop? Like what? Oh God, don't you guys know?
She made me redo the plumbing in my entire toilet system.
Oh God.
I keep trying to get into it. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I'm playing Skyrim again, and honestly, I am having a lot of fun. I wanted to play Halo Infinite and do like the multiplayer for it because it did install. I did like the whole smartphone, install it away from your house thing since I was out today, and I did get to play like one match before I actually joined in because like dinner wasn't fully ready yet, and I did have a lot of fun with that, and that was something I was like, if you guys have played it, that would be cool to talk about as well.
I've not. I don't like what I'm seeing from Halo Infinite. I'm gonna give it a shot. What's this? I'm giving the multiplayer a shot because it is on Game Pass, so I don't have to fucking pay for it. Yeah. I don't know if they said they're putting the base game on Game Pass or not. I imagine they won't.
It is. No, it is. Yeah,
it is.
Yep.
Then I will try it. But I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna keep an open mind, but I imagine I won't.
Yeah, they're getting more inclusive with Game Pass. Like even Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be on Game Pass.
What game are we talking about?
Well, obviously,
Halo Infinite.
Oh, the multiplayer is just free.
Yeah, but the base game is going to be on Game Pass as well.
Yeah, which I'm still critical of, and people are like, "Oh, well, it makes sense since it's mostly a single-player game." It's like, no, it's always been multiplayer with single-player, and you've taken half the game and still going to make us pay full price.
Well, if you're smart and you have Game Pass, which if you own an Xbox, you probably have fucking Game Pass. That doesn't mean anything to you.
Yeah.
There's literally, if you own a fucking Xbox and you're paying for the online service of it, there's no reason not to have Game Pass.
Right.
Exactly.
There's genuinely none.
It's kind of like a staple or like a hallmark now at this point.
Not only that, it works on PC.
Because games are constant letdown, so it's kind of like, why even rely on that? Why not just actually have Game Pass?
That's the thing. Games with Gold used to be really fucking good, and they came out with Game Pass, and it was like, oh, well, we don't have to fucking try with that anymore.
Well, this month's was actually not that bad. It was Dead Space and Dragon Age I don't remember which Dragon Age it was.
It doesn't matter because that's on fucking EA Access, which you also get with Game Pass.
That is true.
Is it called EA? I can't remember what the fuck the EA thing is called. But
I think
anyway,
it's EA Play or something.
it might be. I don't know. Fuck it, not important. Most of the things in there aren't that good.
Yeah.
But Joe, you had a topic, and oh boy, do I have opinions.
All right. So, as of I believe it was last night, it was all but confirmed by Pete Hines and Todd Howard that Elder Scrolls 6 was going to be an exclusive to Xbox and PC, and that it most likely, if at all, will never be on PlayStation.
I'm okay with that. Fuck Sony.
All right, what are you thinking, Griffin? You said you were very feeling a lot of things about it.
No, so I saw this in a tweet, and I didn't look any further into it because I don't really care that much. But seeing that, it just makes me think about all those times that Sony fucked over small developers and like these just beginning companies that had like this one good game, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna take you to the top, kid. All right, we're gonna make it a console exclusive. It's gonna sell so much." And then they basically told them, "Hey, so we own you now. So if you don't just keep pumping out sequels for that game, until it's basically irrelevant, like they basically do with Infamous, um, and pretty much Uncharted to a degree as well. And in my opinion, God of War, but I don't like God of War to begin with. If you don't just keep doing the same thing, then we're going to basically void your contract and fucking sue you because fuck you. We own you.
I will say, at least they're not doing the EA thing of, hey, here's this game that we want you to make that is completely outside of your wheelhouse of normal shit that you make. Make it for us. Cough, cough, Anthem, cough, cough.
No, that's the thing though, because they've done that before. Because they've taken complete creative control before. Because like I've said, if you ever played Heavy Rain had one DLC. It was supposed to have multiple. It was supposed to be much longer, but Sony fucking forced them to make motion controls work with it and be an integral part of it to the point to where they did not have the time to do anywhere near what they wanted to with it.
Yeah.
But it just comes down to a thing of fucking Sony has done this exact fucking thing for so goddamn long, and typically with franchises that even personally, in my opinion, I don't really care about, so it didn't really bother me. So it feels good that the one time Microsoft fucking does it, for something at least in any fucking recent memory, because most of the times when they do it, it's for like real small shit that no one cares about. Now they do it for a large company that already has like a big following and that has the bread and butter, and they're basically like, "Hey, listen, we're just bankrolling you now. We don't give a fuck what you do. Just be successful about it." And they're like, "Oh, bet. I'm fucking glad. I'm happy. I am ecstatic that
I'm just saying,
$60 on Elder Scrolls 6. I'm fine."
I'm just saying though, anyone who is surprised by this news, wake the fuck up.
Oh, it was the entire reason they fucking bought them. It was like, "Hey, we got Game Pass, all right." Now, and to be fair, this was not even their purchasing wasn't even unprecedented because Bethesda has never been terribly quiet about their own disdain of Sony. They've been quite vocal about how much they don't like working with them.
Yeah, Sony's a shit company to work with. Like, have I told you guys about like the deal they cut with Gaijin Entertainment for War Thunder? Okay, so in War Thunder, right, since it's a free game, there's a good amount of stuff you can pay for it. That's a whole conversation, and some people, like, I'm one of those people that's like, oh, it's okay since it's a free game and they need to make money to be able to keep the servers up and all that. I'm kind of good with that. But here's the thing. They have something called the marketplace, right? Where if you unlocked an event vehicle or a battle pass vehicle or something that you didn't want, like for whatever reason you didn't want it, you can put it on the marketplace. Someone buys it for Gaijin coin, and then you get that Gaijin coin and you can spend it on another event vehicle that your baby really did want but missed out on, right?
Now, Jacob, I don't mean to interrupt, but this sounds like an NFT so far.
Shut up. So they have that.
You're angry because it's true.
Shut up. But in addition to that, though, they have They have Golden Eagles, which you can buy premium time with, or premium vehicles, or just spend straight up money and get a pack with that'll have a vehicle, premium time, and Golden Eagles in, right? Sony made it so that one, if you have if you did your account through Sony, like on PlayStation, you have to make all in-app purchases through Sony, all of them. I switched over a while back to playing on PC because you can do that. They have cross save. All the servers are together, or it's all one server, right? So I switched over, and I still can't do anything. I can't, like, if I were to go onto into the PlayStation Store, buy a bunch of Golden Eagles, and then go onto it on PC, I still can't access them. I have to do it all through there. Premium time doesn't work. Sony can go fuck itself with any of their shit
Yeah.
because they constantly screw over everybody.
But no, but it's like there's been very specific examples before of Bethesda straight up saying that they don't like working with Sony. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, with Skyrim, when the Dawn Guard DLC came out. You might not recall this, but I do because I read an article about it in Game Informer, which I was very excited about because I was very excited for the DLC. They mentioned that the DLC would be available on PC and Xbox a week before it would be available on PlayStation. And their actual reasoning for it was because they were able to get it to work and like work fine to a state they were willing to launch it in faster for PC and fucking Xbox. And from their fucking time schedules, it would take longer to fucking do it for Sony, so they just weren't working on it. And of course, Xbox slipped a little bit of money and said, "Hey, you've been such a good friend, all right." And they gently caressed their hand. And they said, "Hey, you've been real nice to us. Why don't you take this little bit of money here and just release it a week earlier?" They're like, "Oh, okay." And fucking talk to fucking Sony about it. And they're like, "Oh, no, fuck you." Because that's how they really are. If they don't like you, fuck you. Simple as that. And you know why? It's because they're fucking. No, I'm not gonna go that far. But no, it was a company that was very clear that they preferred working with Microsoft to working with Sony when it came to their consoles. And
I don't blame them.
Were not only were they like clear about, they were vocal. They would say it unprompted at fucking times. So then people are gonna be surprised that they fucking sign a deal to fucking work with them exclusively now. Why the fuck would you? And then, oh, you're gonna ask all of our shit to be console exclusives? Yeah. Why the fuck? Oh Jesus, why the fuck not? Of course we will. Makes perfect sense.
I mean, hey, it also pays for Microsoft to allow them to be on PC because fuck it, it's on their platform still.
Yeah. And fucking odds are, since fucking Microsoft, or at least Xbox, and fucking Nintendo have a weird tenuous alliance as well, you'll probably find whatever games can work on that on there as well at some point for the fucking Switch.
Exactly.
Nintendo is one of those companies that baffles me how they aren't being like or the people aren't like crucify them like they do EA, right?
It's because Mario and Zelda and fucking nostalgia.
Like, besides EA, they have to be probably one of the shittiest game companies out there.
No, genuinely, it is literally just because you have to understand that fucking they're a Japanese company, and the whole fucking gaming scene and like tech scene in Japan it's just different from ours. So they have a goddamn archipelago under their thumb that is going to fucking use their shit and buy all the fucking weird games they fucking got over there. And they've got just so many people who, they've got so many very old people who have like their first memories of video games being Mario and fucking Link and fucking Samus and all that bullshit. And they're like, "Oh, Nintendo. Oh, I'm a Nintendo guy." No, you're just a loser. I'm sorry.
So you get the jokes of, your grandmother walks in, "Why are you playing video games? Is that a Nintendo?" No, grandmother, this is a Xbox.
An X what?
X hamster.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yo, sponsor us.
No, X hamster. How'd you find my videos on there?
move our stream to them. Oh
We'll
god.
X Hamster, if X Hamster fucking came and was like, we will sponsor you, I would take that sponsorship in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah. Dog. 33, 33, 33. All the fuck away. We give 1% to charity. No, we'll give 1% to Keontae. That's our charity.
No, if you really want a charity case, it'd have to be Hazley.
Oh my god.
Actually, no. We'll keep 1% for D&D stuff.
So,
X Hamster, please.
with like the whole do you think that not having it on PlayStation now when it does come out is going to affect its sales, or do you think it's
Well, I
going
mean,
to
okay, yes.
Obviously,
Duh.
it is. I don't think it will be enough, though.
Okay, it's kind of thing of they're still going to make fuck you money on the sales on everything else.
Oh yeah. And also, if you think about it, honestly, what I think is going to happen is it's going to draw more people in to buy Xbox, and that's why Xbox so gladly wanted to make this deal, because they know that Elder Scrolls is a huge want and demand by people.
Yeah. And even then, honestly, odds are more than likely it won't even get them to the Xbox. It'll get them to just fucking get it on their PC.
Yeah.
And then Bethesda still makes their fucking money, and Microsoft is probably they're gonna get their fucking cut from it. So they're gonna win regardless. They're not gonna lose out in any degree.
It's literally that meme of
you're gonna play Elder Scrolls.
it's literally that meme of Hulk from Endgame. I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah.
I just have one thing to say about Elder Scrolls 6. Correct me if this has already happened, but please, for the love of God, Bethesda, make a new engine.
Yeah, this is not a new engine.
Thank you. They're using
That's actually
fucking
why it's
Unity.
taken so long, is because no, they had their own engine that they used for a long time.
Right.
Because making an engine takes a long time, and it's really fucking expensive.
Oh yeah.
Which is why this has taken so long, because they spent their time making a new engine.
Yeah. Which, I mean, honestly, I guess I'm happy about, but at the same time, I feel like the whole, a game that's delayed is, good, eventually good, but like a game that's like pushed
Hayao
super bad. But
Miyazaki.
that's not true when you think about the certainty in the situation of Cyberpunk.
Well, no. It still applies.
It was a fucking fix.
It still applies to that.
No, I'm saying is in like that whole situation is like just even harder to trust now, because we gave CD Projekt Red so long to like actually make that.
But
good.
even then, they still said, "Yeah, no, we were still rushing, even with all the time we had. We needed more time."
No, that's just because they're incompetent.
That's literally a situation of they were still rushed.
It's a situation where they made The Witcher 3, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, they're such a good studio now," and then like everyone loved them because of just The Witcher 3, and
forgetting that The Witcher 2 and the first Witcher exist, and none of them cared about it. And then
Yeah.
they go and they lie about caring about it. You know that they've never played it.
You know how we know that you've never played it? Because no one's played it.
Like, to be fair, I played The Witcher 1 and The Witcher 2. You know what? They suck ass. They're terrible.
Yeah.
They are god-awful fucking games. They are rough.
games that
Speaking of,
that aren't that bad though. Dragon Age, at least one of them. One of them, other than what was the one? The one it's actually on Game Pass right now is the one that's not the greatest. But the other ones are supposedly good, and I haven't played them.
I
so
played
Only
one of them for a
3
bit. And I'm
fucking
like,
Dragon Ages, dog. There's Dragon Age Origins, which is the first one. Dragon Age 2, and then Inquisition.
Yeah, it was Dragon Age 2 that's on Game Pass right now.
Yeah. Well, they're all on Game Pass because
Or not Game Pass, Games with Gold.
it's on Games with Gold. That's
How the
weird.
fuck would it be on Games with Gold? Anyways,
I don't know.
speaking of The Witcher, though, I was watching I've been watching a lot of D&D videos and stuff recently, just to get more in, like, just learning shit to DM, things to add in, things to tweak, that things I might like. And I was watching one. It was a video by Z Bashu, and it was talking about making monsters in D&D witchery. And I was watching it. I was like, that'd be kind of fun to run a campaign around, because his whole thing is, while you make the CR really high, so they're going to do a lot of damage, but you make them have really, and you give them a lot of resistances, so that the party has to prep and get the right things in order to fight these monsters, and it makes one monster hunt into an entire adventure. and I thought that would be kind of cool to do.
It's an alright idea. I just feel like it's easier to. It's one of those things where also D&D is very different, and so it's honestly going to be hard for that to like transfer over to D&D because
I
it
mean-
also depends on your party being competent, and you can't always rely on your other party members, like we have seen in our campaigns.
You also have to have a group that wants to do that.
Oh yeah.
D&D is less about very specific goals. Well, at least the type we play is less about these very specific, just like mission. It's about the grand journey, the adventure, the camaraderie, the stopping Giorno from killing guards or getting killed by guards.
Finding the source of the ice blight and saving an entire region and from destabilizing the entire geopolitical landscape of a world.
Okay, Monster Hunter World Iceborne.
Shut the fuck up. I know that's literally just ice blight from that.
Just say. But no. Fucking God, what was it? Oh, yeah, no, this was the thing I was gonna say. So I have my original Xbox 360, not my original one, but my fucking second one. Cause my original one red ringed. And I had this weird fucking tinkering to just load up my old fucking Skyrim games and just see what my characters were and all that. Just just take a little bit of time to reminisce and remember them. Oh my god! Oh, it's so hard to look at. It actually hurts. It genuinely, my eyes are so well adjusted to modern graphics where things are like crisp and smooth that the resolution not being the same in the details, it looks blurry.
Yeah, that was.
It's insane how different it is when you fucking go back to it.
I had a situation kind of like that when I got into PC gaming, right? Because one of the big things with PC gaming, right, is you have the classic thing of it's not at least 30 FPS. I can't play this game. And it's like
those fucking whiners.
It's like literally though. It's like I had a situation where I was like, 30 to 60, that won't be so different. And then I played a game where I was sitting at 60 FPS the whole time, and then for like at one point, like because of like the amount of particles or whatever, it dropped to 30, and I was like, holy fuck, there is actually a noticeable difference. Oh god, why?
Oh no, there is. I will never deny that. The difference is, fuck them for complaining about it, because we had to deal with that shit for so fucking long without choice.
Yeah.
And the only fucking company that knew how to make 60 FPS fucking work was goddamn Activision. And whoever the fuck was making Call of Duty that year, because that always fucking ran at 60. God
also,
damn it.
fuck the people who make the consoles for like making underpowered shit.
It wasn't even underpowered, it was just they didn't want to fucking do it. They didn't want to take the time, because they were capable of it. They were perfectly capable of it. There were plenty of games that would run at 60 FPS. It's just people that didn't want to fucking do it. That's all it ever was. The only reason why fucking 60 FPS was not available for goddamn For Honor on Xbox is because they didn't want to do it. 60 FPS? It's not that hard. It's not. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck you. God damn it. The amount of parries that I would have right now to my name at 60 FPS.
But honestly, you and I both.
Well, no. Let's slow your roll there, apprentice.
Shut the fuck up. I have been terrified to try and touch For Honor on PC.
Listen, Jacob, you got beat by Liam once. Okay.
Once, and then I kicked his ass.
Yeah, but you had to use Orochi.
Okay, to be fair, he was using fucking Valkyrie.
No, he wasn't. That was the other dipshit Dom. He was using fucking Nobushi.
Yeah.
Okay, again. Well, okay, even the same thing stands. Another bullshit fucking fighter in the game.
Nah.
Oh,
That was a very funny night, though.
Let's just give this one character. Okay, you know what pisses me off about that night?
Oh my god.
This is like genuine anger now. This isn't like even
Really,
like.
I don't.
Okay, So at one point, I pulled out a road. She's like, "Fuck this kid, fuck this kid. I'm taking his jukebox." Let me close my door before I accidentally make my thought.
Anger.
I sat there and I light attack spammed him. I did the scummy tactic because I hated this kid, and this is what I get from him. You know, he's actually moving up where he attacks. I'm proud of him. I was like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
I actually muted myself when he said that because I was laughing so goddamn hard.
Like, I didn't say anything at the time, but I was like, it's like, you're so fucking conceited and think so highly of yourself that you're, oh, I'm proud of this kid because he's doing something good.
I'll be honest with you, Jake.
Fuck
I'm
yourself.
pretty sure at that point he didn't think highly of himself. I'm pretty sure he was trying to piss you off when he said that.
Yeah, and it worked.
He was proud of himself with his fucking unbeatable nitro cell strat with Pulse. That he was proud of himself for.
That
That unbeatable strat
fucking-
that we fucking solved in like a game.
that fucking gelatinous cube of a human goddamn being.
I don't know why he's so melty, but he just is.
Like, when we say a gelatinous cube, like, we literally mean this man looks like he was made out of fucking gelatin.
I think I
Yeah,
actually.
you know what it is.
that I
You know what it
edited.
is. This is what it is. Okay. He is the human result of when, you know, like you have a pizza and then you decide, all right, I'm gonna save some for later. And you put it in the refrigerator, and then you bring it out, and you're like, you know what? I don't want to eat it cold. I want to reheat it, and then you reheat it just a little bit too long, and it gets super fucking melted, and like all of it starts just fucking slopping off. That's what he is. He's
I
double
was-
heated pizza.
I would say it's almost, no, I would say it's more closer to fucking, when you like, you have something like, with like green peppers and onions in it, and you reheat that. Just that slimy, gross, gelatinous texture.
Now you're just being mean.
Look at what I put in the chat. That's what he looks as of recent.
Really?
Yes, that is his face. He looks just wrong. He looks like a
He,
grandmother.
oh my
You
god.
know what's
It
fucked up?
literally-
His face has not changed.
It really does look like his cheeks are just, like, no, you know what it looks like? It looks like when you pull a fucking pork butt out of the smoker and the fat's getting ready to melt and slough off. That's what it looks like.
God.
Like, it looks like that fat cap that fell off my pork butt that one night.
Damn.
Jacob, I don't need to know about your sex life at all.
Literally, like, I picked that bitch up, and just the entire, it was a fucking good day. It was that first butt that I poured up and brought to you, Griffin. I fucking picked that shit up.
Could you get out of the southern drawl, you piece of shit?
I picked that shit up, and this blanket of fat goodness
Jacob, there
fell
is
off.
not a buck shaved on your wall. You have not earned the right to use that voice.
I don't even know why I went into it.
Oh, there he is.
It was the fucking, like, it was the goddamn, like, I don't know, I think it was just the topic got me going southern.
Actually, no, you know what he looks like? Joe, why don't you look at him again? All right? I want us all to. Okay?
All right.
He looks like a
All right.
chick.
Okay? No. Make his clothing a fucking one of those short sleeve shirts that has like a fucking hood on it. All right? Put under it a long sleeve shirt of a different color and give him slightly ripped jeans, and he is every fucking stoner friend in a horror movie.
You're not wrong.
He'd be like a really horribly mutated version of fucking Jacob from Twilight. In a way.
I thought you were gonna say me. I was like, what the fuck?
No, not you.
No,
I
he's
assure you,
the
Jacob, no one looks like you.
he's the version.
Jacob.
Apparently, no. Apparently, there was someone who looked exactly like me at Smithfield. And don't forget, Griffin, you saw that kid who you had to do the
and that guy.
you had to do that fucking double take at goddamn Virginia Tech.
To be fair, I think he is you, because he had his wife dominated by two large women as well that were related to him.
I feel like he was part of the event that you were there for.
Yes.
I feel like you were probably looking over at staring at him like wide-eyed, and he like kept looking over like, "Fuck is this school shooter looking
He never
motherfucker
knows.
looking at me for?"
I also have, I didn't interact with anyone while I was there, not even the fucking other people from Windsor, 'cause I didn't really want to go.
Why to say where we're from, Griffin?
I don't care that much.
At this point, the ship has sailed.
Yeah, Jacob lives at 416.
Just give his exact coordinates.
9117.
His coordinates, his IP address, and his phone number.
And three numbers on the back of my credit card.
Is it a crime if I dox myself?
Yes.
Huh. Okay then. Thank you, Mr. FBI.
The only thing I can think of actually when I look at it is like technically Liam could be Jacob, like our Jacob in a way. If Jacob, if you were to lose all of the weight on your body within like a day and just had skin flaps for
if I was fucking fat bastard at the end of Austin Powers.
Yes, if you were fat bastard at the end of Austin Powers, you would look like Liam.
That's rude. That's mean.
No, because look at it this way.
Fat bastard isn't that fat, damn it.
At least Liam doesn't cut half of his fucking hair off and have a side swipe. At least he grew it out. This is a personal attack now, Jacob. One or the other. You can't keep the beard and the side swipe.
You cannot have that side swipe, a beard, that fucking neck, and that body, and wear camo.
And have the mustache.
And a hat.
The real sucker punch is when he takes the hat off and like the greasy like side swipe just down from him. Jacob, I love you, but please swap that.
No.
Please.
Here. Let's make a compromise, all right? He gets rid of that, and Joe, you get rid of all the piercings. As in, I want you to smelt them down so that they don't exist anymore, and stop painting your goddamn nails. I think that's fair.
I got out of the nail paint thing. I just the only.
Did you?
No, you know, Joseph. I occasionally, just out of amusement, because I like looking at freak shows every once in a while, take a peek at some of your weird fucking goth, if that's what we're gonna call them, friends that you have made through your new girlfriend. And let me just tell you, all right, most of them look like a meth addict that has managed to kick their habit, got given a bit of money, and then relapsed right back into it. Now,
Joe,
all I'm saying is you are getting steadily closer to looking like that, and I'm not okay with it.
Joe, your mother and I are worried about you.
Jacob,
Hey, father.
Father and I'm sorry, I forgot.
You're at the bottom of the situation.
I forgot the lore of the situation is where
established lore, god damn it.
Where's the picture of we should have gotten an abortion. Well, it's not too late. Cock shotgun me on the couch.
Oh god, that started a whole night of terror. Oh god.
That's something that will never be. We're going to reference the shit out of that, but we can never explain it on the podcast.
Because there's no way to explain it without going into the whole thing again. I don't think any of us remember it in enough detail. It's just a fever dream.
I remember the basic storyline.
Someone got molested. I know that.
Joe did.
Well, yeah, but
Joe is the child. You're the abusive father who was trying to abort him with a shotgun.
Yes.
And then, oh no, that's right. Then he ran to his uncle and his aunt, and the uncle molested him. And then the SWAT got involved.
How do you remember this?
Oh, it all came back to me.
I was the damn wife.
Yeah.
The closest thing I remember to this is that one time that we were in fucking Jacob's mom's weird ass minivan, and Griffin was sitting in the back acting like a baby, holding like a
Minnie Mouse.
You were holding the fucking Minnie Mouse. Fucking sitting in a goddamn car seat. And that was
genuinely angry.
And we drove by a fucking cop, and Joe holds his hand up and starts waving like a goddamn idiot.
To be fair, the cop didn't pull us over.
No, he probably wanted to. Okay, I can't make that joke on Twitch.
He would have shot me 5 times in the back. Is what you're gonna
No, because you're white.
Oh my god.
Okay, so it would have been one time. What's your point?
And then he would have found my dog and shot the dog too.
No, he's the police, not the ATF.
Come on now. He's not PETA.
PETA?
Didn't you? You recorded it and then didn't you like send it to fucking whoever you were fucking at the time?
Alyssa.
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh my god.
That bitch. Refer to our last podcast episode to know who she is.
Oh Jesus.
Refer to episode 2. More D&D. Depression in the state of society.
Yeah, we're called like the brothers of like Ilos and everything like that. And, like it seems like a generalized like D&D podcast, but we never really fully stand D&D. We always go off on some sort of weird ass tangent.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, no, that was the whole point.
Fuck on that 6th edition.
Oh
Yeah, it's gonna happen. We were supposed to talk about this last time.
I mean, it's too early to talk about. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be essentially, a supplement for 5e.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that keep freaking out about it, but do people forget that you can just not?
I will say that's one big thing. Like,
it's D&D. You just don't have to.
yeah, no, it's something that, like same with like honestly any tabletop game I've noticed. They're like, oh well, they're going to this edition, so we have to play. It's like no, because like personally, I think 9th edition Warhammer 40k kind of sucks ass for some people. Like they fucked over a few factions. But you can play 8th edition still if you want, and still have good Deathcore of the Krieg. You can play 4th edition if you're fucking suicidal. D&D. You can play 3.5 edition. A lot of people still play 3.5 edition.
Yeah, like when you look on like the LFG Reddit, you find a lot of games like they're either fucking 5e, 3.5, or first.
Yeah. First edition. Honestly, first edition just has had a comeback just because of the fact that it's the first one and everybody wants to see what it was like.
Yeah.
And it was so simplistic.
What's gonna happen? All right, is 6th edition is gonna come out, and then dungeon masters that are using 5th edition, they're gonna look at it, they're gonna take what they like, they're gonna not take what they don't like, and they're just gonna keep playing.
Yeah.
Because they've literally said, yeah, it's not gonna replace it. It's just gonna be like it's just extra shit for it.
And Arcadium's gonna try to use it to become relevant again.
I don't think it'll ever become relevant again.
He fucked him.
If there is any justice in this world, he will not get a second chance.
Who?
Arcadium, a DM who did a lot of streaming. He was just a shit DM and a shit guy.
I took a larger look at like his work and shit, and like honestly, I don't see it. And that's coming from someone who does not consider themselves a very good DM. Even I looked at that shit, I'm like, that's kind of
like you and I already talked about. Like we saw like his first shit, and it was just like I saw his first shit with V Shoujo, and I was just like,
no good.
It's no good. I honestly think it's just because he had the artwork. That was about it. That people looked at and was like, oh, he must be a professional DM. We gotta watch this.
That's exactly what it was. He had a fucking following from streaming normally. That's all it was. It's just because he had like a general following, and then he was like, oh wait, D&D's profitable for streaming now? Fuck it, let's go to that.
It's a fucking.
Which I only wrong. Good decision. I helped him in the meantime, but like
he's also a fucking, from what I heard, a dishonorably discharged fat body from the Air Force.
Yeah, which if there's any position in the Army that you really shouldn't brag about, it's probably Air Force. Don't get me wrong, people in the Air Force, all right, God bless them, all right, very brave people to even fucking consider doing that. At the same time, I do not feel that my life is threatened if you say you're from the Air Force, because odds are you don't have an aircraft.
I say, first of all, you don't have an aircraft. Second of all, you're like, oh, well, I'm Air Force. Like, oh, so you got to walk your 2 mile. Huh. You got to opt out of even doing it. Congratulations. Oh, I'm from the Air Force. Oh, pulls up the video of that one chick doing the fucking push-ups. I'm from the Air Force. I'm Air Force. All right, well then where's your desk?
What are you gonna do? Write me a citation.
What are you gonna do? Write me an Article 15?
Oh, God. Oh, they probably will. Fucking pull a fucking Onision.
God, I hate that. So
Fuck
much.
him. I hate his shit. He's like, oh, you gotta respect me because I was in the military. No, the fuck I don't.
Well, it
He
was
was-
great when I saw two old fucking veterans. They looked at all of them. They're like, "Hey, you know what? You know what? He was in like some legit programs, and for that much, we'll give him credit. He also completely fucked up his shot in all of them and broke multiple rules and was effectively dishonorably discharged. So fuck him."
Yeah, it's like, hey, good on you for trying. Fuck you for being a bitch about it. Didn't even medically fail out of that shit.
Do you
I
like?
don't want to kill a rabbit.
Okay, PETA.
His meltdown videos are personally my favorite. Sometimes I'll revisit them just to see how what life was like. Last year.
I so wish. I so
Why
wish.
even do that? Just watch fucking the current one, the fat gay guy.
Nikocado avocado.
Yeah, that one.
You saw what I posted in the group chat, right?
Did you see the Meat Canyon fucking parody?
No, I
Okay, so-
haven't.
Now
Oh,
let's be clear. Nikocado avocado is different from Onision because Onision's actually fucking insane. Nikocado avocado is just extremely dedicated to the fucking grind and like getting shit, but at the same time is like slowly killing himself. And I think he realizes that, but he's just been very satirical for the longest time now.
no.
There's a bit of
He's dug his hole too deep.
Yes. And it's saddening to look at because it's like you can see the downfalls, and it's like, dude, why haven't you stopped yet? You can tell that it's satire. We know that this is a joke by now. Why haven't you stopped? Why aren't you taking care of yourself?
Yeah, this is actually what happened, right? He kept digging his hole, and he was finding all this fucking gold in it. And eventually, someone told him, "Hey, you might want to stop digging. All right, you've done your thing. You're about to hit the point of no return." He was like, "You know what? You're right. Let me get one last one though." And then he hit a fucking water line, and his hole is starting to fucking fill, and he's going to drown in it.
well, no, he hit that. He hit a fuck. Honestly, he hit even more gold, in a way.
You're right. No, you're right. This is exactly what happened. He hit an oil vein, so now he's drowning in his wealth, quite literally. And unfortunately, Daniel Day-Lewis will not come there with an offer that he cannot refuse and take his oil from him.
I don't know what movie you're referencing, but I know it.
Can I just
There will be blood, you fuck.
Ah.
while we're on the topic of Nikocado avocado, the greatest mukbang YouTuber to ever grace the planet, have any of you guys seen his butthole?
Yes, sadly.
No, I stayed away from that.
I've seen his butthole with glowing red eyes.
Hold on, Griffin. We're gonna change that.
I don't need to. I stayed away from Seth Rollins' penis. I'd like to stay away from this guy's butthole. I don't need to see those.
What if it's Jordan Peterson's butthole?
Well, now that's different. That's a true.
It's even worse than I thought it would be.
I don't want to see this.
You're going to see it, son.
I'd rather not see it.
It's especially the pose that he's doing for it. It's just so weird.
That's
Cue
I'd
fucking
rather
cue fucking what is it? Cue the song "Hot Milk" by fucking Snail House.
what's wrong with you?
Oh, by the way, here's another Liam thing I made, Griffin.
I don't want to see either of these.
No, the Liam thing's funny.
No, this is what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna right click on it. I'm gonna click mark as read. Fuck you.
Okay.
Suck my fucking cock.
It was the I'm melting thing, except I actually made his face melt.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck.
Man,
fuck.
he's going in
No,
for
no.
fucking missionary right there.
Oh, god damn it. There's another topic. Fuck.
Oh, to you?
No. Oh god, no. I don't want to fucking talk about that.
You know what the rat?
No, it was Steve MRE. Oh my god. Jacob, I can't remember. Do you watch him or not?
Nope, I have no idea who the fuck that
You
is.
need to start doing it. He is just a meme machine, and he's so dedicated to it. Oh my god. He is the only man I know of who can take horrifically fucking old food that by all means should not be edible can eat it and then describe like he's fucking Remy from Ratatouille the complexities of the flavors in this fucking
Rants.
50-year-old fucking ham and bacon breakfast for a military ration with the glee of an artist. It
Have
is.
you seen the video
Oh.
of the guy with the fucking McDonald's hamburger keeper that was 50 years old?
Oh God.
He opens it up and it looks pristine. And he said
Oh.
it's been in that hamburger keeper for 50 years and the man fucking eats it. This man,
Botulism?
no. He
Oh,
eats
fair
it and he's like, yeah, it tastes like a McDonald's hamburger that I just got from the location and let it get cold. Like, I was like, ugh.
I don't know how to do about that.
I got a one up for you. Hold on, let me see what it was. Cause he ate something real fucking old. Hold on, Steve. Sorry. What? Yeah, he an 1863 piece of hardtack.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'd eat some 1863 old hardtack.
Okay.
This motherfucker, he'll go to these old, he'll go to like a fucking 1907 World War One or that's 19. You know what I mean? Fix the date there. I fucked it up. He'll take a fucking World War One ration. He'll take the fucking cigarettes out of it and stand in a enclosed room and just start puffing on like, oh, what a nice complex drag from this cigarette. He talks about it like he's a fucking child predator, but like it's not creepy. It's just passion. It's
He talks about cigarettes like the way that our fucking psychology professor talks about children.
God, fine. Let's get to it. So maps. If you're a map, fuck you. There
Yeah,
we go.
If you're a map, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Get help or I know I can't say that part that last part on Twitch.
I can suggest to you about 50 calibers of help that you could go through.
No, don't even get help. Honestly, just find the nearest vat of acid and jump in it.
See, I was gonna avoid telling them to just off themselves, but
I mean, no, it depends. It depends. If
We don't
you
support
have
pedophilia.
acted on this feeling, I just go ahead and get rid of it. If you've
chop your
felt
dick
it,
off.
never
Chop
acted
your dick
on it,
off.
if you have never made even an attempt, you fucking bore that burden,
Go get help.
seek help.
Go get help. Stop it.
Because you know what, there
Get
are
some.
people out there that it's a mental thing. It's legitimately not something they can really handle on their own. But there's a distinct difference between people that know it and understand it's wrong and have avoided doing it and kept their fucking composure, and those who know they have it and just don't give a fuck. Because they're the type of people that would commit those same crimes on people that were not of that age otherwise. So it's not even a thing about the age, it's a thing of like, no, they're willing to commit crimes of that degree. So now that we have lost any chance of a sponsorship with Twitch and Hugs, and Huggies, let's. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Well, if any, always get one from X Hamster still.
X Hamster,
not true.
please.
Oh, you don't know. Let's go into our next great topic of discussion: gun safety in courtrooms. Now,
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Short and sweet. Don't point at the jury.
No.
That's all.
I'm ready for him to walk. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter.
Especially if you have a faux hawk.
Man, the kid's gonna walk. That's all I'm gonna say.
Honestly, I'm not as hopeful as you are. I don't think he will.
I don't think he's gonna be okay. He may not get walk on everything, but if he does, it's not gonna be a lot. Like,
doubtful.
The very much because like I said, the whole thing is you have to have reasonable doubt, and it's kind of unless they can come on a consensus, Jerry can come on a complete consensus, it's not going to happen.
Fear is a strong motivator, Jacob.
Did you hear? I can't talk about that on Twitch. I'll send you the picture I want to send you. Oh, no, I think I sent the I shared the post with you guys already.
No, onto a happy subject. Actually, fuck, hey, yo, Joe, dog, you want to play some Halo Infinite multiplayer later?
Well,
Not later today, obviously.
yeah, we can do. You can do it another time. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I very much want to play it.
Has anybody found out if that's cross-platform or no?
I don't know. It would be stupid if it wasn't.
At this point, yeah.
Sure that the Master Chief Collection's cross-platform.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty sure it is. I think, yeah, because it's not even when I went to go install it through my phone, it said that it was on Xbox and it was on PC and that there was crossplay available.
Yeah, then it should be if it says crossplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, another game that should be cross-platform is Monster Hunter World, a great game that somehow Capcom managed to make co-op its defining feature and, you know, most promoted feature just the biggest pain in the ass. I don't know how, but they did it.
That is something that I think all games need, is just cross save, even at least cross save.
Yeah.
That you'll never get to happen because that's too much of a fucking revenue thing that they can milk. Which actually, no, you know what that brings to is a neat little topic: the price of video games.
Ah, yes.
Because you
I'm
know,
happy they haven't
I remember,
gone up.
I remember that, you know, there was a time in which, you know, a fair few people were somewhat upset that, you know, these AAA games were costing $60, and it was told to them, oh, well, that extra money is because, you know, it's put on discs, and that causes a lot of extra, you know,
Yeah.
cost on our part, which makes sense. Now, the problem is that, you know, all the digital copies are sold at the exact same goddamn price.
Yeah. Which, that was the excuse back then, but like,
Yeah, there's no excuse now is the problem.
there's no excuse now. Yeah. But though I will say, technically, we are kind of lucky that they haven't gone up higher due to inflation and shit.
Oh no, sure, but I'm sure it's also probably like a industry-wide thing where they sort of all agreed, hey, if we do bring it any higher, it's actually probably just gonna fucking fuck our profit margins even more, because there are genuinely a lot of people out there who they don't buy many games because they don't have the money to spend on it. So if you make it more expensive, you're just gonna fuck yourselves out of that market.
It's like how right now VR, like, as great as it is, it can't really grow all that fast right now, just because everything is still fairly prohibitively expensive.
Yeah.
And the stuff that is fairly affordable, like, and what I mean by fairly affordable, because I know there's going to be some people out there who are just like,